everyone, Keith Darkberg Farms. It is now the first week of November, and things on the farm are starting to change for me. But it is super windy out here, so I'm going to try to tuck in and out of places. Audio might not be the best. I do apologize for that right now. I might actually have to voice over some of this stuff. But yeah, we're going to go around the farm, kind of take a tour, and kind of see what we're doing this time of year. Okay, to start out with, this is what sucks about Kansas and the winds we have here. Everything that is not nailed down, when we get winds like this for like 2 or 3 days constant, goes all over the place. All this landscape fabric, I have that weighted down around the corner up there. It still manages to escape every time. Don't know where that plastic even came from. I've got flats that float out of greenhouses and all through the property. It sucks. That's why I can't use tarps in any type of the shoulder season or winter or early spring, because we have winds like this. So that's just one thing to note about my farm. But we'll go ahead and go on the tour. I'll show you what's going on. So before we go on the tour, I really want to discuss the importance of this part of the season for us. We're done with the farmers market now. Our last farmers market was last weekend. First week of November, we're done. Now we switch over to primarily to our group sales through our groups and our direct-to-consumer through our website. So that makes it extremely pleasant on me, because I'm not trying to predict, I'm not trying to harvest out, I'm not trying to do anything specifically for what we think we're going to do. Instead, I get a harvest to order. And if anybody does harvest to order, they know that that is a much more enjoyable way of doing it. The biggest problem is you have to make sure that you have supply to do it. In winter, we don't have to worry about this bolting or going anywhere. This stuff will stay here. This will not go anywhere. This will last clear through the season until April if I don't hit it hard. Actually, it'll be the stuff over here. We'll have pretty much just harvested through. But that's not the point. The point is, it's a much more enjoying, much more relaxing, much funner time of year to actually farm all this stuff, because we're not farming for market. Now we're farming for customer, and that just makes life so much better, so much more predictable, and honestly, it's less work and less stress in the field. So we're going to take you around, show you this greenhouse and a whole bunch more. Plot 1 done. Propagation greenhouse done, but I got the new irrigation system in here. Plot 3, all the melons are done, which the wind's actually picking it up and like clearing all the vines off to the side, which is really awesome because now I don't have to pick them up. Only advantage of the wind I've found so far. Bunch of onions, still plugging along. The littler ones that were planted later. No fallovers back here on this stuff that has been planted since really early in the season. Getting some stuff falling over, but all in all, they're doing good. We're still harvesting them. Tomato house done and almost cleared out. The greenhouse is basically done. Got some kale over here on the edge. Got a little bit of aphid pressure in it, but only like down there in that section of it. The kale I used this year is, I can't remember where I got it from. Probably from High Mowing. It's an organic seed. I had a real problem with them, kind of like this one right up front here. They got some kind of weird like rot in the center of them, and they lost their heads. So I don't get my little palm trees there. They just kind of dud out and hollow out from the inside, which was not good at all. Getting ready to do my latest planting of garlic ever, because I just haven't gotten to it. Usually I've been a month ago. Parsley's still there, nobody wants it. Same thing as celery, nobody wants it. I just gotta get that stuff cropped out. I also have some onion sets that I've been saving in the walk-in since the spring. I'm gonna try to plant those in here too. But again, I gotta have time to do that. Hopefully it's gonna rain next couple days and this weekend. It'll allow me to get in here and do stuff, because I won't have anything else to do because it'll be raining all around me. And I'll be protected in this nice, lovely high tunnel here. That, by the way, is way more than anybody ever needs for the scale that we're at, and most likely you're at too. So, tunnel 4B here is where the real magic's happening. Right behind here, I've got an inner plant. I'll turn you around here in a second. Got my leaf lettuce going all the way down. Leaf lettuce over here, and some carrots back here, which I have no idea what will happen, and some beets down at the end. Let me turn you around. There we go. So there's my lovely leaf lettuce. Planted awful late, but hey, better late than never. This was my last plant. Down here at the end, which you really can't tell much difference, clear down there, was a planting 2 weeks later than I've ever done before. Here's something I'm really actually pretty excited about. This is kale, interplanted with giant spinach. Widen that out just a little bit. There we go. And I can get this thing to stop moving all crazy on me. There we are. Okay. So what I did here was every 6 inches I planted something. I've got 3 rows, 10 inches apart. So I've got a kale, a spinach, a kale. Down the center I've got nothing but spinach. Same thing here. As well as here with my broccolis, I did the same thing. Broccoli, spinach, broccoli. So 6 inches apart, so that puts my broccolis at 12, which I might be a little close for broccoli, but I've got the wider spacing in between and the spinach run down the middle. Do the same thing down here with cabbages as well. These are round Formosa cabbages, so I'll be excited to see these. They have not quite started heading up in here yet. I've got a little bit going on outside with the Bilcos. Same thing down here. Did 3 rows. Tried to do extremely thin planting of whichever kind of leaf lettuce mix I was using there. I'm still not sure which mix that is. Here is my 1st of October planting. So that's 1 month ago. My beautiful leaf lettuce is kicking along pretty good. And just coming in here and kind of looking at it, no aphids in here. I just started to see a little bit of aphids out in the field. I do have a little bit of weed pressure, but I've been trying to cultivate in here pretty regularly. And then my carrots, which I'm rather happy with this late planting. Probably won't have carrots till next year, but that's not a big deal. So it started to calm down out here. The audio might not be the best in the world, but we'll get to it. Got cabbages next to me, just starting to head up. So you can see right here, it's a Chinese cabbage. They're just starting to go, so they've got a little ways to go. The kale here behind me, here, we'll go ahead and turn you around. So the kale here behind me, I've already gotten one harvest off of. This is dark boar and Aran. No, winter boar and Aran. Winter boar is definitely, you can see down the row, winning in this match. Not quite as good as in curly as the darker boar we usually grow, but hey, it's what's growing right now. And over here we've got our Brussels sprouts, which they're doing pretty good. Something's been eating them a little bit. And our broccoli. Broccoli's looking really good. We are getting some wind damage where it's blowing them over and snapping them off. Same thing with the Brussels sprouts. I just gave them a good watering yesterday. I think that's what some of this leaf curl's from. They're getting a little dry underneath the plastic. And then our beets. We got 2 good beds of winter beets going on here. They're just starting to fill out. You can see down there. So I'm hoping we're about 2 weeks out from harvest on them. The deer decided to go munch on some clear down at the end of the row down there. But, I mean, like where they're by themselves, we definitely got beets forming, which is good because they're already sold. I've just got to get them out of the ground. And then we come over to what's left of our arugula, which the arugula is actually still kicking along pretty darn good. The brassica mix next to it's done with. This lettuce is done with. I need to get the sickle bar mower out here and just mow all this stuff off, which I'll show you hopefully in the next couple weeks or two of the sickle bar mower I picked up and what it's good for. And here's our mature lettuce. Doing pretty good. Got a little bit of burn in it a couple weeks ago from that really early frost we have. I do start to get some lettuce drop this time of year. I don't know if it's lettuce drop or scarnea or what it is, but it happens. Also got some that just got angry and decided to bolt. But if you harvest them early and just get the lower leaves, they're still fine actually. I discovered that this year. And then we've got our field carrots, which were actually planted about 2 weeks earlier than the ones in the greenhouse. And the ones in the greenhouse actually look a lot better. These ones are getting a little weedy. A lot of henbit. That's what we get this time of year. There's a lot of henbit out here. Need to cultivate, but it's also fairly dry. I mean, we got a little bit of moisture in the ground. Then our winter spinach, which is actually giant winter spinach, which actually it is giant. It gets really big. Lizard, which is our summer spinach, which we grow in the winter, that turns into this super thick, super meaty spinach. Super sweet. It's kicking along. Our hawker eyes are doing awesome. Let me go find one real quick. Okay, so let's take a peek just in here. I mean, they are doing just phenomenal. A little bit larger than golf ball. I'm getting them up to baseball already. I mean, they're just beautiful. A few little bad leaves on them. And right now, these are super sweet. Something about this time of year where they're almost like candy sweet. It's just the craziest thing. I can tell you one thing, the watermelon radishes did not like being frozen. They are not developing. They are not moving. They still look like that. So that might have been a miss. Daikons. These are a mini variety. And as you can see in there, they are doing really good as well. They do have a little bit of damage to their greens. But yeah, I mean, look at that beautiful thing. That's about all the bigger they get. They're not a super long daikon. This is kind of exactly what we're looking for with them. Again, our salad mix, which got taken over. I don't know if I want to let it keep going or not, because the henbit's going to take over and I won't be able to harvest it anyways. Our purple top turnips. Ooh, hey, there's a good surprise. Look, we got a purple top turnip. Not as big as they're supposed to be, but they are starting to go. It's completely full of henbit too. I was gonna let these get a lot bigger before I started picking on them, which, yeah, as I say, the rest of them are pretty small still. But that's nice to see. And then finally our radishes, which I thought were decimated, which turned out to keep growing, which they did, but now, unfortunately, they went pithy. You can just see how it dents in. They went soft. I was able to get about half a bed out of the ground last week, and I topped them all for winter production. The great thing we have up here right now is all these markings right here. We just got deer coming in and walking on everything. They're not eating anything. They're not doing any damage to any of this except for a little bit to the beet tops, but they're walking. All right, so that's pretty much wraps up this farm tour and see what's growing on the farm right now. I got a nice little handful of turnips I'm going to take back up. You know, some people that'd be really appreciative of seeing some of these purple top turnips. I'm going to take my mom some of these little hawker eyes. Go tell her about those and she's awful excited. So as always, hope you all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out the website. Scroll down the bottom, Digital Tools and Training. Got all kinds of cool stuff down there. Also going to be speaking at the Mother Earth News Fairs this year. Head over there, get tickets. We'll be in Belton, Texas. We'll be in Erie, Pennsylvania. West Bend, Wisconsin, which is just north of Chicago. And of course, lovely Lawrence, Kansas. So I hope to see y'all there. Thank y'all. Have a good day.